So they'll be calling you a radical. I want to talk about how did they do this? One of by Jetstream, two of by cable TV. How can the Jazz, they issue a statement on the murder of Blake in, or well, he's alive, the shooting of Blake in Wisconsin. Okay, all right. What about right at your feet? You're the Utah Jazz. This is the fundamental flaw that's going on in this country. Everybody is caught up in Black Lives Matter, white trucks matter, fucking they go at each other. Which, in a national hyperbole, they know all about Trumpism or QAnon or some national fairy tale fucking monarchy bullshit. When right at their feet. Let's talk about this. So, right here in Ogden, let's get a shot of this. The mighty Ben Lomond. Yeah, that's the Paramount Picture logo. That's it. So, Fama K. Brody's classroom right here. Fama K. Brody, the greatest female historian writer in American history, bar none. It's unarguable. She's the greatest historian, female, well, maybe the greatest historian, period, in American history. I like Gwen all over. Oh, God. But anyway, youngest female professor in the history of the state of Utah. One of the first female professors in the state of Utah. And by the way, I know my auntie, who they're going to name, I understand, the English department at BYU. You know, Blanche, that's my auntie, her friend. First female dean of history in United States history. Right here, she's ours, you know, she's us. So there's more. Let me talk about this, and the Jazz got me so fucking pissed. Utah Jazz in name, Utah only. And these guys, yay, our Utah, what's yours about it? Do you know they used to have a regional draft? Did you know that? They had a regional draft in the NBA long ago. So let's talk about this. So right here in Weber County, we've had another person dead in the jail. That's what they do here. It happened. Weber State, Trevon Smith, the all-time leading rusher in the history of Damian Lillard's with him. They know each other. Beat to death, dead in a jail cell. They don't talk about these murders. The murder by cop, innocent people, capital of the world, Utah. Oh yeah. Black Lives Matter started by a Utah guy, fundamentally a white guy from Utah. It's unarguable. On the death of a white girl named Danielle Willard, remember the 12th of November. Stay with me, the Jazz. This is how pathetic this country's become. They don't understand anything at their feet. So let's go for a little walk, get some history here. Bernard DeVoto's house is right there. Who's that? Mark Twain, publicist, 44. The great historian, the great conservationist. He's born and raised in Ogden. A lot of guys. So right here on 25th, this is important for you Jazzers. I'm going to send this to, I got hope because Donovan Mitchell. Damian, I've pretty well given up on him. He's too into himself. He's the most self-indulged person I think ever. But anyway, so Watt, the first player of color in the history of the NBA, he played in this house. This is Weber State's gym. It's still there. We all grew up in Ogden, in our lives in it. The old Deseret gym. It's Weber State. Still there. This so-called hedge fund rolled in here and bought all this up on a corrupt grant from the mayor of Ogden's the most corrupt fucker there ever was. He's more corrupt than Matt Godfrey. I know Matt. I taught with Matt. Matt was corrupt as hell. Stole so much money. Bolted to Mexico. This guy Caldwell's even worse. And I went to college with him. He's bad news. So this is corrupt as hell, like everything here is corrupt as hell. So that was 15 years ago. It's still empty, it's still nothing. So Watt played here. He played in this building. Who's he? 5'7", point guard. Oh, he's Japanese. This is a great story. So he grew up right there on 25 Drive on 25th. His father's laundromat or so. He'd walk. The old Ogden High. I think he played at the new Ogden High, the great WPA building. I restored the 1905 Masonic Temple What's that? Leslie Hodson's first. Leslie Hodson. He's more important than Frank Lloyd Wright ever dreamed of being. Irish stayed that. That's his first. FDR in there. Oh yeah. You know, both the Roosevelts. Teddy there all the time. I saved it single-handedly, hung by a rope and hand. Fuck me, I'm not an artist. I'm nobody. So, for Donovan, I'll send this to him. I've given up on Lillard, Damian. He's too self-indulged. And so, even though he claims Ogden, or please, fuck, I'm sick of all of them. So, Watt died this year. You see anything here in Ogden about him? At Weber State, he wore number 77. He was 5'7", Ogden native. They won 2 national championships with him. They were JC there, so what? Won 2 national championships. Then he went on to the University of Utah. Won national championships there. Born and raised, he's Ogden. This is a great story. Weber State does a film thing on him. They post the Weber State Library, and they're corrupt as hell. They're not open. They're illegal. The Weber State University is the most corrupt university on earth, bar none. So they post the wrong address. So the people that wanted to come, including his own family members, showed up, and it wasn't there. So stay with me, for you jazzers. The Jazz issue a statement about him killed in Wisconsin, and I'm all for that, but in name only. Now, John Stockton, who's a prick, by the way, I used to coach. I was a famous coach around here. My dad was a famous coach, good coach. Talk to people that watch this vlog, they say, oh, God, we love that guy. He died of leukemia. You know, but I coached for years and years. I did play-by-play. We did a 3-on-3 tournament. 3 of my players went and played the 3-on-3. We played Stockton's sons. My 3 players blew them off the court. They were no good. They just always got, you know, because they're John Stockton's kids. So John Stockton's report, now his daughter's playing in Germany. John Stockton, he lives in Germany. His kids all play in Germany. That makes sense. Malone has nothing to do with here. Nobody. There's not one single player for the Utah Jazz that even live here. I think Donovan might have a house here. I have hope. He's our last hope. You know, because I think he means his passion. I think that's why he's doing what he's doing. You know, I know him from Fort Greene, you know, because I spent so much of my life in Brooklyn. My little granddaughter, Gigi, she lives right by his mother. And I'm a big fan of his because I believe in, his athletic ability, that's one thing, but I believe in his passion towards this cause. I think it's real. He needs to get involved here locally, you know, with me. So, Utah issues a statement, the Jazz, about, but this is the murder by cop capital of the world is Utah. Oh, it happens. So, they're in name only. By the way, the Miller clan, I can write a whole book. Gail Miller, when Larry Miller died, she married the attorney. And the attorney put it in their chest because the kids wanted to sell it. And the kids are all fighting, and one overdosed on dope. You know, accidentally, I think. You know, Oxycontin, that's what they do here. And another one's moved to San Diego. So, it's in Utah Jazz, in name only. In name only. None of the players live here. They don't, well, they're playing in Florida right now. They have nothing to do with here, you know. Come get your, this is a great story. I'll talk more about what. So, Rachel Johansson, the girl that I dated for a long time, I should have married that Danish girl. This is, 15 years ago. I'd swore off the Jazz because I was friends with Bobby Sloan. Energy Solutions, what they did to her when she got cancer. And I was friends with Jerry. Jerry Sloan was a dick. He was a fucking prick. And this girl from here had hooked up. She was having an affair with him the whole time, Bobby. And then she inherited it. She dumped all his stuff all over just recently. Bobby Sloan. She just unloaded it. I go to the Jazz. You got to grab it. She saved everything. They didn't give a fuck. She was a gold digger. And she just, she used up Jerry Sloan, like he didn't deserve it. He was an asshole. And big time. You couldn't even sit near him. I mean, he'd try to fight you, get drunk every night. He was a hardcore alcoholic. But anyway, so we go to the game. She says, I want to go to a Jazz. I says, I swore off Jazz. I won't go to Jazz games. They've priced everybody out. It's a disaster, blah, blah, blah. Let's go. So we go. We park, 9 million miles away, so we got to pay $20 for parking. The road to nowhere. Don't trespass on the empty public space. So, by the way, this guy thinks he's a religious preacher, this guy, and he always has doing good. He's out here spraying Roundup all over yesterday. I'm like, fuck. So when we were kids, we protested because the Jazz at Butterstone, when the Jazz got here, they raised beer prices from $1 to $1.25. We were 19 years old. Maravich only played a few games here, but we were all, we were hanging around there. The next year we were 20, and he raised the prices. We protested and picketed in front of the Great Salt Palace. Not only did Butterstone lower and back down, he sent us over rounds over and over and over. The great sophisticated fan in the Great Salt Palace that they fucking tore down. Ask Larry Bird, he said it was his best arena, lighting, sound. I mean, the fucking thing was a gem, but that's what they do here. For that fucking big metal drum. Vivid fucking freak show. That place is the worst. So, we go to the game, Rachel and I. Now they have beer police. Let's see how this is doing. I might have to do this in two. They have beer police. She's 30-something years old. I think she was 38 at the time. I was, God, I'm getting old. I was 45, I believe, 46. I go get us a beer. Here comes this old man, and he's got on his coat, beer police. I need to see her ID. What are you talking about? You handed her a beer. What? You got your ID? No, I remember I put my purse behind the seat in the truck. I didn't want to carry it. We walked so far. She's 35 fucking years old. Come on. This guy was a prick. Fucking prick. Self-righteous BYU fuckhead. So I says, okay, fuck you. Walk all the way out, get it, come back, hand it that fucking prick. Fuck you, I told him. That's the beer. Now they hold up signs to tell you when to clap. People that are at the games, they're just there to be seen. They have no connection with the sport. By the way, natives played this sport. So yet here's the fucking Jazz issuing statements on national issues. Well, that's what everybody does. How they do it, because Fox News leads you around by your fucking leash. Including Trump. I mean, Trump changed his TV for a little while to Alex fucking CIA, Putin's fucking bitch on a leash fucking Jones. Back to Fox. I mean, that's how they did it. Fucking run right out of the House of Windsor, Fox News is. I mean, fucking, Council of Foreign Relations on chemo on Balco. I mean, Cecil Rhodes, fucking, he did it. We need to get it back. It's ours. Oh, they did it. Wanted by jet stream by KTV. So, what the fuck? Utah, the death by cop, innocent people, murder capital of the world. Black Lives Matter was started on the death of, remember the 5th, Danielle Willard, a white girl shot. That's the most heinous fucking murder by cop in the history of this country. Was the murder of Danielle. Kevin Blanch going psycho on my radio show, going psycho on the university. By the way, also, Willard, how about your friend Trevon Smith? All-time leading rusher in the history of Weber State University, beat to death in a fucking jail cell last year at 32 years old. Where's the fucking NCAA there? Fucking Whittingham. Staying tuned. Out in the street. So, there's some history. Won't talk about their own history. Won't talk about their own place. By the way, those gyms are still there. They're magnificent. Fuck, someone needs to sue Ogden City. Oh, fuck. How can you sue anybody? The fucking courts are corrupt. I mean, it's all corrupt. It's astounding to me. Absolutely astounding to me. Right at your feet. Hear this incredible, amazing place that with fucking so much history here. So much fucking history here. You don't want to know. Yet we ignore it. Fawn McKay Brody, Bernard DeVoto, Watt. 5'7" jump hook. Point guard. So, he went to Ogden High after Pearl Harbor. This is how great Ogden was. His teacher sent him home in Pearl Harbor because he was of Japanese descent. He went to school the next day, no problems. He went to the dean of Weber State at the time, Dixon, and he says, my cousins are interned at Santa Anita Racetrack. Not only did Weber State... says, oh, we'll go. The president of the university drove his car down there, picked him up and brought him home and gave him a job at Weber State. Now they're the most racist fucking university in the country. Well, things can change for the worse. Stay tuned.